Hi everyone, this week is Parshas Vayechi. As we end off Sefer Bereshit, we turn to the last chapter in Bereshit, chapter 50, verse 20. The brothers have just come back from Eretz Yisrael, from burying their father. And Yosef's brothers are worried that Yosef will try to take revenge now for their part in selling him down to Egypt. And Yosef tells them, Atem chashavtem alai ra'ah, you thought to do bad to me, Elokim chashava l'tova, but God meant it for the good. Laman osek yom hazeh lachios amrav. God did it in order to save many people. And he uses the phrase, kayom hazeh, like clear as day. So the Rashbam and the Sofrano both basically say the kind of same thing. God exploited your error for something good. I can't imagine Yosef having the clarity while he's being thrown in the pit that this is going to be for good. And the truth is, it's only after time, after so many years, do we understand why we go through such a challenging time, such as what Yosef did. This is a story of someone named Jay Feinberg, the founder of Life, the Gift of Life, where they test people for their bone marrow to maybe possibly be a candidate for a bone marrow transplant. When Jay was diagnosed with leukemia many years ago, the doctor said he has a very rare form of leukemia. It's quite aggressive, and that he should look at his bucket list and try to get as many things as he can get done. His mother said no for an answer, and they said, why don't we try to create these drives and build up and try to find a candidate to be a bone marrow transplant donor for you. And so, the grassroots, they started these drives, and in those days, they had to take blood. Today, they just swab your mouth with some cotton. And so they ran these drives for over 4 years, and thousands of people were tested, and through those thousands of people, hundreds of people's lives were saved. They found donors, matches for many people who were in need. But unfortunately, after 4 years, the leukemia was getting so aggressive, the doctor said, your time is getting very limited. And so they kind of gave up hope. But he had some friends who decided, let's do one more drive. And they did this last drive in Milwaukee. And one of the volunteers to help run the drive was needle phobic. So she had no intention of donating. But after the drive was over, she decided, listen, why not? And being the last person tested, it turned out that her bone marrow was a perfect match for Jay. And Jay is still alive today. A simple question we can all ask is, why did God have to wait 4 years to bring Jay his donor? And I think the simple answer is, think of all the lives that were saved because of those 4 years. Had the donor been found immediately, so many people would not have been saved. But during those 4 years, I can imagine how difficult it was for Jay and his family. And only I can imagine, I really can't imagine, but how frustrating it must have been not to be able to find a match, and yet so many other people were finding their matches. Today, there are thousands and thousands of people alive today because Jay not giving up. And only now can they look back and say, wow, maybe that was the reason I had to wait 4 years. And so in life, I think that lesson is very true for all of us, that when we're going through something hard, like Yosef being thrown in a pit, it's impossible. It's really impossible to see how this is for good. It's only when time passes that we can get that vision, when we have that distance. I hope you like the message this week. I hope it provides chizuk, especially for those who are going through hard times right now, that hopefully in the end you'll have in a moment where you'll say, oh, this was l'tova. This was God's chashava l'tova. If you like what you hear, please pass it on. I wish everybody a Shabbat Shalom.